Hello everybody and welcome to Dulcimerica. My name is Futch. Thank you very much for joining me. That is such a lovely tune and I cannot wait to get you guys playing it. That is Colors of the Wind from the Walt Disney production Pocahontas. It won the Oscar, the Academy Award for Song of the Year, and composer Alan Menken has made all kinds of amazing music, and it really does sound awesome on a mountain dulcimer. This is going to be featured in an upcoming book called Disney Dulcimer Dreams, and about 7 or 8 different tracks, tablature and music, are all available on my Patreon page. So if you're a subscriber, it's all there waiting for you in the Patreon vault. If you're not a subscriber, think about joining up. I've got all of my CDs, all my books, all my tablature, and all my teaching materials from the past 20 years, all in the vault, plus everything new I'm doing every single week. So if you're interested, just $5 a month will get you in. Go on over to patreon.com/BingFutch. Go to the open house section, check out all that stuff there that you can download for free. And if you're interested, please do consider becoming a patron and you'll have access to tablature for Colors of the Wind and a whole lot more. So let's take a look at what we've got going on here. We're in the key of D. We're in DAD tuning. I'm just going to step you through some of the very basic stuff. Now I will say that because this song has got a number of different verses, once you get it in your head and under your fingers, you'll want to play this tune with that in mind. Add a little bit of extra stroke here and there to accommodate those extra words, extra syllables, extra phonetics. And then you can speed it up and slow it down how you want to. I have taken my cue from the version of the film of song that was actually in the movie, and not the one that was the big pop hit for Vanessa Williams. So as we go through this, I would hope you would think more about memorizing the melody and the chords that go along with it, and then not worry too much about some of the phrasing, that you could bring that in to your own, as you should do with most popular tunes. Another thing I'll mention here is this is a real quick little primer on how to create your own chord melody arrangements. There's one secret I'd like to share with you that's really super important, and that is always make sure that your melody note is the highest note in your chord. What we're doing is we're taking, with a 3-stringed instrument like the mountain dulcimer, we're taking melody note, often played on the melody string, and then all we have to do is add the middle and the bass string to create a chord that includes our melody note. When we're doing that, we want to make sure, once again, that the melody note is the highest pitched note in the chord, so it sits out on top and is supported by the harmony and the bass note underneath it. So if you've got a melody note that's happening on the middle string, you don't want to play any higher than that melody note. So there are a couple of times in this piece where we're going to play a B minor, but we're not going to go all the way over to the melody string. We're just going to hit the first 2 strings, bass and the middle string, because the melody will be on the middle string. Very important stuff, that. Also, as we go along, there will be some really kind of crazy fingerings. These are merely suggested fingerings. You can use whatever fingers you want to accomplish the task you're setting out to accomplish. But I will be doing some things here and hopefully make that a lot easier for you. We're going to start off with our first melody note here at the 2nd fret. Up to 4. Back down to 2. And then put your 2-1-0 B minor chord in there and keep your thumb doing this thing. It comes down and hits the 2. Going down to 1 that time, back to B minor. Okay, that's our intro. It'll also be what ties us from the chorus back into the verse later on in the piece. So, you think you own whatever land you land on, right here. Middle string gets our opening note there, and then okay. I'm not calling out numbers this time around because there's a lot of stuff to cover, so hopefully you're watching my fingers and seeing where they go. So middle string and then melody. Now we have an inverted B minor chord. Actually, it's not inverted, it's a B minor, but it's got a E on the melody string. So you're going to strum all the way across, and then you come back and pick that middle string, because that is where the melody is. It's okay that that melody string is going to be ringing on. So just pick that middle string again, and it'll carry above what the melody string is doing with the sustain there. We'll do that again. Up. So we're going to come down at the 2nd fret bar for an F sharp 5 chord, or a power chord. And we're keeping things very stark and very quiet now, but sometimes I like to bounce back and forth between those two strings, bass and middle. Then melody note here at the 4th fret will get us into an inverted B minor. And we're going to walk the thumb down. Ring finger has 2. Ring finger catches 1. Then we go open, and then we get into this, which is a G6 chord. Thumbs on the bass string for this, and then pick that middle string again after we finish the G6 chord. So from the very beginning, middle string. Make sure you take your index finger off of the 1st fret middle so you can get that open melody note. And then our F sharp 5. 4 is our pickup note, B minor at the 2nd fret with the ring finger there. Open, get into our G6, pluck the middle again. Now, open on the melody. You want to hold down that middle a little bit there. 2nd fret with the thumb, kind of bar at the 1st fret. Ring finger comes off the melody string, walks it back up to the 1. Then we're going to take our finger off the middle string. Keep your index finger on the bass string, thumb down at 2. Thumb comes up to 4. Then melody 1, 2, and then here's our partial B minor. Hit just 2-1. Don't hit the 0. Make sure you just hit the 1. That's where our melody note is. I'll do that part again for you. So we're going from the F5. Okay, that's the first part of the verse. Now here's the second part of the verse. Take your finger off of that middle string at 1 so we can get our open melody on the middle string, open melody note, and then go and do that same thing again. Take your finger off the middle string again. This time we're going to do a full F sharp minor chord, 2-2-4. Same B minor with the pickup at the 4 here. Back into our G6, pluck that middle string. The tag here is a little different. Open melody, thumb at 2, bar 1, pick up melody 1, up to 2, then 101, pick up melody on the 1 there. Then we're going to hit the 1 on the middle string, then pick it up. Sorry, leave it there. Go to melody, and then strum. Second time through from the B minor up here. And that is our second time through the verse, getting now into the chorus. Leading from 2 to 4, 5, 5, 7, L shape, B minor. Gonna walk down from 7 to 6.5. Ring finger, I've got it barred at the 5th fret already, so that's going to catch the 5 and walk down to 4. And then this is where it gets a little tricky. So we're going to walk down this B minor. The next melody notes are, but to make it happen and get into our F sharp minor, we are going to use the finger that's on the middle string to carry those 2 melody notes as we come down to the bar 2 for the F sharp 5. So we're going to do like this. So my index finger's right in that bass, middle finger's right in that middle, ring finger is down here. This whole configuration is going to end up down here at the 2nd fret. But as we go, I'm going to make sure I pluck the middle string to get this. Part of that melody note, part of that melody line. And then I can bar 2, then bring my thumb in at 4, and then slide this whole L shape, this whole L shape up to 3, 3, 5 for the G major. So I'll do that for you again from the B minor heading down. Hear that? Then I'll go do it again. I'm going to the middle string for that note right there. And then I'm going to slide down into that F sharp minor again. Okay, so from the top of the chorus, 2, 4, middle string, then come down, get your bar 2, bring your 4 into play, raise the whole thing up to 3, 3, 5. There you want to hit the middle string and then come down to a full 2, 2, 4. 2, 4 melody, come on up to this G major slant shape. Thumb will walk down from 7. Ring finger will pick up at 5. And then we're going to do a little suspended A down here. Bar 4, thumb at the 5th fret. Just lift your thumb and the bar 4 will take care of the melody string. Come back to it. Do our 2, 2, 4. Pick up the 4. Sorry, this is where it is kind of tricky. Take your thumb up, but then when you go up, you want to go open. Open on the melody string. And then you can cruise in and piece in the B minor there. Again from the top, this I think, it's not super difficult, but to get the fingering just right for this whole section here can be just tricky enough where it might throw you off. So let's do one more time over the chorus. I'm walking up from 2, 4 into my B minor. Middle string from 5 to 4. On the way down to a bar 2, drop the 4 in, G. Do that again. Hitting the middle string there at the 5th fret, and now 2, 2, 4. 2, 4, already covered, down here. Thumb down, G major slant, down the 6.5, pick up the 5. Our little squashed suspended 4, 4, 5. Pick up your thumb off of that. You should be barred across the 4th fret. Come back up to 5. Hit your 2, 2, 4, F sharp minor. Make sure you pluck open next on the melody string. And then piece in your partial B minor. Just play the bass and the middle string, because that's where then your next line is. Open melody, bar 1. Come up to 2 with the thumb. Take off the 1 melody string. Hit middle, 1, and then go open on the melody string, and then go ahead and go to 1 on your melody string, and then we'll do that again. Pick up your middle 1, open, melody, bar, thumb comes to 2, 101, pick up 1 melody, put it on 2, middle, open, melody, and back into our intro. So let's do it coming from the G, slant G coming down. Make sure you pick up that 1 again on the melody string. And your intro. So we already covered the verse, and I will do that again for you right after I put a little bit of a tune on the middle string, because it's sounding sour. I'm back home in Orlando, Florida, and it's hot, and that's affecting the tuning a little bit. Okay, we tune because we care, but more appropriately, we tune because you care. All right. Going through the verse again, watch carefully. I'll go nice and slow. Middle string. Middle string. Make sure you pick up off the middle. And one more thing, make sure you're hanging on to that bass string as long as possible, because right there, it's a B minor chord. It doesn't become a D major chord until we get back over here to the melody string. So hang on to it, because as a mountain dulcimer player, one of our big struggles, having only 3 strings, is to make sure that we don't have any choppiness. Hold on to the string sustaining as long as possible, and by doing that, you provide cover for yourself if you need to take your finger off a string, change chord shapes or whatever. So going back into it here. Middle string, hold on to that bass, take your finger off the middle, that's our melody beginning, middle string, open, and then bar 2, walk into your B minor, get that middle string, okay, then open, melody, bar, 101, partial B minor, just 2 and 1, no melody string. Hold on to that as long as possible and let go of that middle string. Go open. Pick up that middle, open. Full F sharp minor L shape. Going to our B minor. Pick up notice 4, don't forget. Middle string, okay, open melody, bar 1, open melody, 101, middle string, 1, open melody, and we're ready to go back into the chorus from 2, B minor, walking down the middle string 4, 5 into our bar 2. Drop your 4 in and up to G major L shape. Back to B minor. Middle string pluck at 5 and your F sharp minor. I do that little bass and middle string while the melody is decaying, just to give some extra movement and motion to the arrangement. Up to your G, your suspended 4, your suspended A, your full 2, 2, 4 F sharp minor, go open on the melody string, partial B minor, just 2-1. Middle, open, take your finger off the melody string at the 1, back down, 101, middle string 1, open melody. Okay, we're here for a very, very short bridge, and this is lovely stuff right here. We're going to start from F sharp minor. Now this is kind of a stretch. It's not a horrible stretch, but you know, it's not an easy stretch by any means. We're going to go from the 2-2-4 F sharp minor to this. So it's a G major chord that we've got. We've got some other things happening inside of there, but it's basically a G major chord that has a C sharp as the melody note. So from 2-2-4 to your bar 3, pick up the 6.5 on the melody string. Then we'll come down 4, 5 on the melody string. I'll do it again. Back into your 2-2-4, you'll go 4 and 5 on the melody. On this case, you will go 2-1-0 all the way across because the melody is actually on the melody string. Okay, here comes a little tricky bit of picking around. After we do that, so I'll play the whole part there. How high does the sycamore grow? Now, we're going to pick middle string and then open melody. You already have one put down on the middle string there. So hit the middle, then open melody. And then I forgot to mention this at the very, very beginning. It does require the 1.5 fret for this part alone. I can show you how to do it if you do not have the 1.5 fret, but right now I'll demonstrate it first with the actual 1.5 fret. So you pick your middle, 1, open, get into your C major. The thumb comes in and grabs the 2nd fret. Now, while holding on to the 3rd fret and the 1.5 fret, use your ring finger to hit the 1 on the middle string. And then pick open on the melody string before playing a 102 chord and then resolving it down into a 101A chord. So again, from that bridge beginning, pick your string you already have down, middle string, and then open melody. C major, thumb comes in at the 2nd fret, and let's go. Ring finger comes over and grabs 1 on the middle, open melody, 102, and down to our 101. Into your G. Okay. Now, here's the tag. We're going to go pick the middle string, and you got down at 1 there. Open melody. Bar 1. Thumb comes to 2. Into a 101. Open on the melody string. 1. Bar 2. Hit 4. Go back to your bar for your melody note on the melody string. Back to 4, up to G. Then 4, 5, back into your B minor. And then 6.5, 5. And this is where it gets tight and tough. But if you know how the song goes, you know that right there, things sort of slow down. There's a retard that slows down. You can use this as your opportunity to slow things down and handle the fingering on this next part, which is kind of tricky. There's also a big fermata, which is a big indefinite hold, and that'll give you some time to work things out as well. So once again, we're in the chorus, and then we're going to do this different tag at the end. So we're at the bar 1. Right here, you can kind of take your time. Walk it down 6.5, 5, 4. Then we're going to do a G major 7. That's 3, 1, 2. It's a bit of a finger twister, but it's very, very lovely. Pinky will get 1 on the melody string. Slide up to 4, 2. And play 1 open. And then Pinky comes in at the 1st fret middle string. And right here is where, for me, this is where I put the fermata. It just gives me a chance to get my fingers off the instrument. It's a nice dramatic moment to stop at. And then after a little hesitation, we do our intro. And then the last thing we do is this little walk down. Going from your G major, come down with your thumb from 7 to 6.5. Then we're going to do an inverted B minor. And then bring 5 down to 4. Then back into your G major 7. Pinky gets the 1. Into your A suspended. Pinky comes down, 1st fret, middle string, and then you're done. Now, I'm not performing this one yet. I'm still working on smoothing out, especially that last part right there. I just committed it to memory, so I can tell you that the hardest part for me of this arrangement has been this finale, keeping everything nice and smooth. And what I've done is I've sort of broken up the legato nature of the chords and have shortened them to give me time to get my fingers in the right position, because they're all so different. I might voice these a little bit different as well. So I'll play it one more time, and then I'm going to show you how to play this one section with the C major if you don't have the 1.5 fret. So let's start again from that bar 1 I was at. And then back into our intro. I let that hang for a long time. Then G. See, right? That right there, just those 4 chords, is a handful. To do it nice and neat, it's a handful. But the rest of the song comes together very, very easily. So if you do not have the 1.5 fret, let me show you where we're going with this. We're in the bridge, so we do our how high does the sycamore grow? After those pickup notes to the next measure, which are middle string 1 and an open B and D, you're going to want to scoot. The next melody note you've got is, or the next melody sequence is, so from the 4th fret to the 5th fret on the middle string will give you E and F sharp. We also have a C right there on the bass string. This is going to be one of those where you play just on the bass in the middle and there's no melody involved. And then from there, you can get back down into this area because the 1.5 our use for the 1.5 fret is now over. So what you've missed here is this. And then next would be, that's middle 1 and open on the melody. So without having to worry about the bass string right there as part of the C major chord playing that G, you could come back down from this. In fact, keep that finger on the string, come down, hit 1, and then pick up your open, and then you can jump into this next part here. On getting up there, how high does the sycamore grow? And just move the whole thing up here, index finger at the 6th fret, do your melody 4 and 5, and then come back down. And that is a chordal detour for those of you who do not have the 1.5 fret, so you can still play that section of the piece. And then you've got your finale, and that is Colors of the Wind. A work in progress. I think I'm still going to flesh out some other things somewhere along the line here. But again, part of Disney Dulcimer Dreams, coming soon. And it would be really funny if this is like 10 years down the road and you see this video and it's still not out. But it's a lot of stuff. And Disney tunes are usually some of the hardest tunes in the world to play because they use all the tricks, all the modulations and key changes and great stuff because they are music, bits of music that underscore some of the most fantastical images that you'll ever see on screen. But I found every once in a while you can get a nice, beautiful Disney song that's fairly simple to realize on the dulcimer, and that is certainly one of them, Colors of the Wind. Thank you guys very much. Play it in good health, and once again, if you're a patron, you can get the tab for this along with all the rest of the Disney Dulcimer Dreams material just by joining at patreon.com/BingFutch. Thank you, everybody. We'll see you next time with more madness, mirth, and merriment on Dulcimerica. Thanks for tuning in.